How you doing, everybody? It's Sam the Man here at Beyond Brows here in Pembroke Pines, Florida. I'm going to do a tutorial today using the Epic cordless clippers and showing you guys a conservative fade. Hi everybody, it's Sam the Man again. I'm gonna start to clean the clippers. First thing to do, very important, is cleanliness is the first thing. You don't want anyone to catch any diseases, skin diseases and things like that. So you wanna clean your clippers and oil them before and after each client. That's how you do it. Keep it about a foot away and just a light spray, not too much. You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing with the guards. I like to do it with the guards, spray them down, front and back. Just disinfects everything. Never hurts to be too clean. All right, what we're gonna be doing on Ryan today is a conservative fade, using the 2 guard, bringing it all the way up and blending it into the 1.5 on the sides here. I'm gonna do a little bit of scissor work on the top. Right before I start the haircut, I like to comb the hair into place so that way you can check for any scalp conditions, see if they have any abrasions on their head, they have any bumps anywhere, any open sores, things of that nature before you get started. Things to be aware of. Seems to be clear, so I think we're ready to go, Ryan. We're gonna start it on high because we're gonna be debulking. I usually like to start from the back. My guidelines and set them from the back because I can make the whole head more even that way. Just trying to make a soft guideline, not going up too high. So I want to blend this into the top. I always start lower. Guideline that we're going to use. We're going to be blending this into the top of the hair. So I take the 2 and you open it all the way up. And when you getting rid of lines, after you set your guideline, in order to blend up, you have to cut through the guideline as such. You start underneath it and you go through the guideline and you pull away from the head. Through the guideline, pulling away from the head. When you're first trying to get your handle down when you're cutting hair, for everybody who's just beginning, slow and steady is my motto. Don't try to rush to, if you see barbers and beauticians on the side of you because they have their skills up and they're like really fast with it. Speed was never my thing. When you want people to come back, you give them what they're looking for. Another thing where I like to take my time, because it also gives me a chance to build with the clients. You can talk to the clients. I'm really big on building a rapport along the way. Ask the clients what they've done. How was their work day? How was their family? Questions to just lighten the mood. That's really key to retaining clientele. Customer service. I've seen a lot of lack in customer service in the industry. We just want to make them feel as comfortable as possible. Again, I started to blend the back first, as you can see, and I like to even it off so I can see both sides and kind of in the contour of his head, and you can see that it's fading on both sides evenly. Put the guard halfway down to the notches and go underneath your guideline again and come about halfway up, getting rid of that bottom line. I always like to consider myself like a sculptor. I like to describe it like that. It's just kind of just chipping away. It's the easiest way to learn, I believe. Just go slow and steady and just chip away till you get the desired look. So I kind of faded in that guideline almost up to his ear, and then I take it from there and I match it from there to the beginning, to the front of his head. I'm gonna blend that next. Just doing the same thing, starting back over, opening the guard all the way up, going through the guideline and pulling away towards the top. Always remembering to comb the hair back into place as you cut. If you're cutting and you notice that their head starts to bobble, use the other hand as a support to hold their head into place, because you want that line to be as even as possible. And if you're pressing against their head and their head is bobbing, you're not really gonna get an even cut. You have to hold their head sometimes just for added support. You don't want to hurt the client and give them no whiplash or nothing like that. So kind of just rest your hand on their head just to give them added stability. I really believe the more detail you put into a cut, the more clients notice that stuff. And they come back, and when you don't think they notice the details sometimes, and then they'll come back and they'll tell you. They come back and tell me all the time, like, Sam, I remember when you did this fade, but you did this little line or this little fade around the ear, and the detail, and it helps you appreciate your clients, and it shows your client that your clients appreciate you as well. As you dust them off, you can see, here's where you can, if you're into selling products and things of that nature, if you see any dry scalp conditions falling onto their cape or anything like that, you can offer them, one of your products that got to do with, scalp conditions and things of that nature right here. Okay, we've done the top, we faded up the sides, and now I just want to kind of debulk this, kind of texturize it just slightly. What this is doing, it's not like the shears without cutting every hair. The texturizing and thinning shears cuts like every other hair or something like that. Just debulking. Again, with me, I always like to start at the back in this crown area first, and all my fades, all my cuts, everything start here, and I kind of blend it like that. It's always been the idea from before I even went to school. And the way you position somebody's haircut is very important. You want to take the size of their head into consideration. You don't want to give them a fade, like a tight fade. If they have a big head, you want to kind of like make it graduate so that way it fits them. Got to get an eye for what fits a client. What's going to look good on them. You don't want them to come in and ask for a haircut and then leave here and people are, you know, making fun of their haircut or saying that it looks weird or something like that when you had a professional opinion that you should have given your client. Just a little quick recap. We did a conservative fade using the one guard going all the way up, blend into the two, and then into some shear work and thinning shear work at the top, texturizing.
Updos are such a way of showing people, clients, that you are truly an artist. Because you know what? This is the most passionate, creative thing you can do in the hair world. It's all about creativity, updos.